Good afternoon, everybody. It's Michael here from Michael's Card Art. I've got a card that I did this morning, and I thought what I might do is, it's generated a lot of interest, and what I thought I might do was replicate a similar card as part of this video today. And this card draws on that opening and closing window effect, if you like, using the double scored hinge that I spoke about in a previous video. But and a lot of people are saying, well, how do you do this? And even though I've got the video up there, what I'm going to actually do is I'll do this card end to end, not this actual card, I'll do one like it that does employ these windows, and I'll show you how I do the double hinge once again in this one. This card here was two colors that I don't use very often, but it was a soft sea foam embossed with gold, and the other color is petal pink. And look, I'm really surprised just how nice these two colors work together, especially with the gold embossing. So I'm going to do something a little similar and a little different. So let's see how we go. So I'll just put that aside, and in the interest of time, I have got many of my elements cut and ready, but I will work through those with you. For those of you who are Stampin' Up demonstrators, or want to be a Stampin' Up demonstrator, or just to buy Stampin' Up products, let me tell you the ones that I'm using today. Now, these ones, the Stylish Shapes dies, an invaluable set of dies. You'll use them forever. So we're using those. We're using the Enchanting Details dies. This set, totally underutilized. I found it absolutely fabulous. And this is the die that we're going to use today from that. It's a set of beads, if you like. But it's a fantastic set, and one that you should have in your stash. You will find a gazillion uses for it, even though I hear a lot of people going, I don't know how to use it, or I don't have haven't found a place to use it. Well, here's one place you can use it, and I will be doing another video of a product, or a project I should say, that I utilize these for. It was called a jar of flowers, but we'll more on that. Watch this space and you'll see that one play out again. And another retired set, and apologies for that, but look, when I say it's a retired set, it doesn't mean you have to use these ones. You can find something comparable, or you can find something that currently exists. But this is the very Versailles set. When you get your hands on this, hang on to this, because this one is one of my favorites. In fact, all three of these are one of my favorites. Okay, now I have taken the liberty to do a bit of pre-prep. As I said, in the interest of time, this card is going, the base card is going to start off at 9.5 centimeters by 12 centimeters. And then what happens is, just so that you can see this, and don't worry about this cutout here, but when I say I said my base card, that's a little bit of a fib. It's my top card is 9.5 by 12 centimeters. Every time I add another layer to it, I'm going to add another 5 centimeters to the end product. Okay, so just so that when I go to do my now, you know what, I'm just going to make a small change to this. I just realized something. So we're going to cross out that 12 and we're going to make that 11 centimeters. 11.5. Do you know what? Let me just redo that again so I don't confuse anyone. 9.5 centimeters by 11.5 centimeters. And apologies, I will get into the habit of putting all of these measurements into my transcript. But at this point in time, I'm going to plead. I'm so busy with everything else, and I'm so busy trying to be creative, that this level of detail, I need a secretary for it. Male or female, anybody want to volunteer, the job's yours. Okay, so 9.5 centimeters by 11.5 centimeters. When I add another layer underneath that, you know that it's going to just be another 5 millimeters added to that. So this will be cut at 10 millimeters, 10 centimeters, sorry, and this side will be cut at 12 centimeters. And if I was to add this base card to it, you would see it would be a 10.5 by 12.5, if that makes sense. Anyway, I will tell you the measurements as we go. Right. So we're going, and the colors we're going to use in this project, I'm going to use what is in Stampin' Up language. This is called turquoise, Pretty Peacock. This is Pretty Peacock with a gold splash through it, and I thought that would be a very nice undercoat or undercard. And then we're going to use what's called Bubble Bath. Now, we're not going to use the Bubble Bath cardstock as such. We're going to be using the Bubble Bath, and we're going to apply it with a brush. Excuse my throat, it's a little bit dry. However, we're also going to be doing some embossing. Now, I thought we could do some either gold embossing or some white embossing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this card, if you like, and I'm going to emboss randomly, but with three different images. I'm going to use this, and I don't know where I've scored this from, but it's a it gives you a nice sort of French Renaissance sort of an image. I'm going to use the text part of it from Very Versailles, and I may use either the leaves or this French emblem, if you like. And those three embossed images, my thinking is that they will appear on the card like so, and I'll just mask off certain areas. But I want to mask them off with torn bits of paper so that there's nothing, so it's all a bit random, if you like. So let's say our this may be embossed onto this part here, and then what I might do is then emboss some text from here on this part, and then this part of the French emblem may just go here. Okay, you'll understand what I mean when we get to that part. Now, what I have done is taken the liberty to take this card size and cut a couple of holes into it in readiness, so that you don't have to sit there and watch me do all of my cutting. Now, I've used the Stitch Circle die, and it's the, just so that you know which one it is, with that size shape, I think it's the number 3 circle. Yes, there it is. It's the 3rd circle in that die set, and it's the 2nd square size in that die set. So I've cut those out. And then what I've done, I've also taken the liberty to get our doors ready that will be used on the image, like so. And I'll show you how I've done those. And I've also got in readiness, let me show you, I've got our hinges. I'm going to use 2 double scored hinges for the square window, and I'm going to use 1 double scored hinge for the round window. Now, all will be revealed later if you haven't seen my video on those hinges and how they work. Right, and in behind, as I said, I was going to use the enchanted dice, which were the beads. Let me show you where they're going to appear in the whole project. I'll just put that away. I find if I don't put things away, I'm going to have a fuddle of stuff everywhere. Now, I'm going to use the dies, the enchanted dies up here in this format. The doors will go on, but what's going to be behind the doors? Well, I found this little minx of a die set the other day, and I just loved it. It's a bit Alice in Wonderland-ish. And I thought what I would do let me just get my putty tool out so that I can show you this a little better, and my luck will be that the putty is dried. But here's one. That one's maybe too big. And all these bottles may be too big for my windows. Let me just see. Okay, so I could put one in here. Right there, which is that one. And I can have a little label on that that says drink me. And there we go, we've got that one there. And I need another bottle. And do I have one? Maybe not one big enough, or maybe not one small enough. Anyway, we'll cover that off when we get there. But that's my thinking. It's very much an eclectic card with some eclectic material. The thing to take away from this, though, is the techniques that I'm going to use. This technique where we emboss and then we color over the embossing was one of the very first videos I ever saw on YouTube by a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Now, let me just quickly recall Lisa. I'll come back to you and I'll let you know what her name was. An American Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I was enthralled when I saw this and I thought, oh my gosh, I can do this. Surely I can do this. And her video helped start me off on the journey that we see now with me being a crafter, I suppose. But anyway, I'm going to share that technique with you with a bit of a twist. All right, so let's put this aside and keep moving. And I will, as I said, I just need to put these away because, well, I've got a little basket of stamps and dies, and I don't know where they belong. Butterflies, dies, leaves, etc., etc. And they're there because I can't find where they belong, because I didn't put them away when I used them. Right, so let's get started. Now, I did say that we're going to do some embossing, and we'll do that to start with. Right, so let's get things moving. I've got the embossing buddy. I just need to do this. Now, you've seen this a dozen times, but for those of you who haven't, the embossing buddy helps remove any other stickiness on your card, fingerprints, finger oils, and all that sort of stuff, so that you can get a clean emboss. Now, the first bit of embossing I'm going to do is this. Now, I want it to be pretty random, so I'm going to just throw this sheet of paper over here, and I'm going to emboss like that onto this piece in this section here. Yes, and then the rest of it I'll use for text and our French emblem. So let's get all of that out, and there we go. All right. Now, couple of blocks. Okay, and here's a block here. All right. Actually, I might do that down there. No, that can go there. The text can go here, and this will take over the rest. All right. I don't mind that at all. Okay, let's get, so we've now used our embossing buddy. Let's get into this. I'm going to just stamp this at a yes, it's going in here. All right, you can't see that just yet, but it will reveal itself very shortly. All right, then we've got some text going in. Right, now I just want that text to not go over too much of that space, so I'll just mask that off a bit. There we go. So we've now got text in there, and the final thing is our block. Now, okay, just the bigger block for this one. Oh. Now, I do find this is annoying when this happens. I have tried, actually, let's do this. I have tried applying water to it to make it stick, and you know what? I'm going to do it like this, and a purist would absolutely die, but there we go. And I'm going to press that down, and that's pretty good. Okay. All right. I've probably committed a number of sins there. However, let's see if those sins manifest themselves in a bad way or not. Now, I was going to do gold, but I did gold on this one. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it as a white. Yes, I'm going to emboss in white. I'm erring just before I make a final decision. No, let's go with the white. Yes, okay. So here's my powder. I know it's white because that's what the label says. And I'm just grabbing my embossing spoon. Here it is. And my embossing powder. And here we go. Now, actually, I need to get probably some more white into this, but this will do to start with. Now, all I'm doing is just putting the embossing powder onto the cardstock, and the Versamark ink that we used to that we stamped the images with, that will, or it has a stickiness to it, and what that does, it allows the powder, the embossing powder, to only stick where that stickiness was stamped, if that makes sense. Let me show you how this will play out shortly. You're probably not seeing very much there at this stage, but this is the technique that our friend in the US showed me that I was just in awe of. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Now, I'm going to reach over here and get my hot gun, and let's move that all back, and excuse the noise. I don't know how to pause it to turn the noise off, so forgive me. And what I'm doing now is just heating this embossing powder up so that it sets solid. Now you might see some of this white powder taking shape or changing color on the card as we do this. There we go. Apologies for the noise. In fact, I'm going to pause this and I'll come back. Okay, now that has all been heat embossed. I don't know whether you can see that or not, but what we're going to do now is we're going to take the bubble bath pink that we're going to use with this, and I'm just going to grab a blending brush, and okay, we're going to apply that like so. I'm just getting that so there's no blotches, and here we go. We're going to just bring that colour and start to highlight that pink and the white embossing powder, the white embossing wherever. And this pink is beautiful, bubble bath. And now it's important that you don't get any, I call them hot spots, when you put your brush down straight onto the card. Always like so. Give it a fine rub on paper before you apply the colour to your project. Okay, now it's starting to look beautiful. There we go. Now, the intensity of the colour is entirely up to you, and you can have it shaded up, shaded down. I'm going to leave some of these uneven spots, like a vignette in the corner. I'll leave those a little bit lighter and bring some of the darker colour into the centre, especially around these door frames that you can see there. It's good to have, well, I think it's good to have different levels of tone in your colour. Okay, that's good. All right, now we do need to do the same thing with our doors, but we'll do that shortly. Let me show you what I want to do with the doors now that we've got that coloured up. All right, I think that looks good. And so what the colour, the play of colour is this. At this stage, I mean, I may change my mind halfway through the process, but there's our colours, if you like. All right. Okay, now these are the doors that will go on our project. Let me just explain this to you so that you're very clear. We need, when you open the door, you open it like so. So you don't want to have, well, you need to have a door and you need to have a hinge. The hinges need, sorry, let me just get this right. The hinges need to be like this. So there you go, you've got your hinge, and you've got that hinge sitting in between two pieces of the door. Now, I want to draw special attention to this, and I did outline this in the last video where it's got the hinge. That hinge, you can see there's a bend in it. You may be able to notice it's been scored, but it's been scored twice. It's called a double score. Here's another one. It's been scored twice. And that double scoring gives you a very, very effective way of being able to open and close your door easily without it jamming up here in this edge or squashing it. And also, as you can see here. Now, in this one here, in my haste to get this finished before I raced off to my clients this morning, you may see a fine bit of the hinge showing through there. The reason that's there is because I attached the door just a little too far from the scoring of the hinge. But it's a minor detail, and look, I can see it because I know what's going on there. But in all intents and purposes, look at that. It's a good opening closing mechanism, but it's the scoring, the double scoring, that will help you you achieve that. All right, so put that aside. What we've got to do now is we've got the front and the back door. What I'd like to do is to give these doors a little bit of well, a point of difference, I suppose. I don't necessarily need, they can still be pink, but I don't necessarily need them to be embossed. And you know what I've just thought of? How big are these bottles? Oh, that might be perfect. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to put these bottles on the door rather than behind the door, if that makes sense. And what we can do there is we can put that as the love potion in there, and we could put that as the dream potion in there. Ah, Michael, love your work. Good. Okay, well, that only leaves me with one other issue, what I'm going to put behind the doors. But don't worry, we'll sort that one out when we get there. Yes, I like that. Okay, so in order for that to take effect, what I'm going to suggest is we have to colour these. I'm thinking aloud. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to colour the doors the same colour. Let's just get some pink on there. Some bubble bath pink. And do you know what, something that occurred to me a little while ago? Sometimes I look at the colour wheel and I think, okay, what are coordinating colours? What are opposite colours? And yeah, okay, they might look good together. And then I kind of forget what's... next time I go to decide what colours work well together, and I kind of get myself a bit flummoxed. What I've started doing is I start looking at the DSP paper that I buy, and gosh, how much have I bought over the 12 months I've been a demonstrator with Stampin' Up. And I look at their colour combinations, and then what I do is I apply those colour combinations back into my own new projects, if you like. And that also gives me a very good lead, I suppose, into what I can do with what colours, how I can mix colours. Now, I think that looks kind of nice like that. I'm going to colour these. What colours am I using here? I'm going to colour those blue. No, my... Yes, I think I'm going to colour them that colour, and then they can go on to that. And the labels, because we're using gold, I'm going to emboss those with gold. Will they emboss? Actually, what might be easier is if I emboss those, and I'll do those blue. Great. All right. No one's going to lose their life if we change our mind halfway through this, but I think that's what I'm going to do. Oh, and I do like them white as well. Decisions. All right. Let's just... Oh, I better... Remember how we've got, I said 2 doors, one for the front and one for... You want to make sure that when you open the door, it does look like it's a... it's not an old piece of tatty cardboard. So let's just quickly colour those up as well. I'm looking forward to getting my glass mat when it comes out on the next Stampin' Up catalogue. It's only available to new demonstrators at the moment, and it's one of the new demonstrator perks, while us more seasoned demonstrators struggle on with an old piece of plastic mat here. But I have to say, this has served me well as also, and I wouldn't have known that I needed a glass cutting mat like Stampin' Up has produced. I wouldn't have known I needed it in my life until I saw the promotion and saw how cheap it was, and well, I spoke to the bank manager and he said, oh, crikeys, this creative outlet you've got here, Michael, I think it's one of the dark arts. It's costing you far too much money. And that's what he said on the matter. I took it. It's best if I don't discuss this any further with him. Just ask for the advance on my credit card or whatever other process I can use to purchase more Stampin' Up stuff or more craft stuff from anywhere, I suppose. Now I'm going to colour those hinges so that white doesn't appear through if I do happen to place the hinge in the wrong spot. Like I spoke about a little while ago. All right, now I do like these bottles being white. Okay, so let's deliberate on that later, another time, so I'm not wasting your time. Now, some glue. And in fact, I'm not going to use glue, I'm going to use this product. Stamp and Seal. I used to call it tear and tape, but anyway, I don't know really what it's called. But for doors and hinges, it's brilliant. Now, okay, let's apply some. Oops. I'm doing this like I'm scared of it. What I am scared of is it sticking to the mat. Now, all right, so here's how the double hinge works. Probably best if I can see it there. You can see you want to make sure that the your circle comes right to the start, the middle of the hinge. So let's see if that makes any sense to what I'm saying here. Can you see that there? The line of the circle is right on that first score mark. And then we're going to apply that one. And you can, they're even. And so what's sitting out there now is the second score is all you can see there. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then what you'll do, you will then attach that in here like so. And then you're not seeing any of the hinge. And then that will flap open and closed. Now I'm just going to colour that so it's an equity tone. So that's one door, and let's do that again for you so that you can see what I was banging on about. And that's the other thing I'm scared about, getting this stuff everywhere. Right. See. Oh, right now. So the hinge, you've got a double hinge. The glass is falling off my nose. And, all right. And this is where crafters are driven to drink, I think. Oh no, I've got two hinges. Where's my other hinge? Okay, back over there. So the door is going to have two hinges. Oh, the square is going to have two hinges, sorry. So let me just get, I forgot to mention that, I think. Two hinges on the square, one hinge on the circle. I'll just quickly give that a bit of a colour. Here we go. Okay, so colour front and back. Okay, and I'm just going to put that second hinge there, right to the first score line so that it's aligned to that. I don't know if that's... I've got more of this stuff on my fingers than I have on the card now. Oh, right, is this where... When I'm crafting, I don't usually have any other... okay, I'm leaving it at that. Any thing to craft to. I mean, e.g. I don't usually have alcohol when I'm crafting. However, today may be a day I change that practice. Right, let's see what that looks like. Now, oh, it's perfect. And right, so this door is going to have to open this way because there's not enough room to attach the hinge here without it being exposed. So there we go, we're going to put it there. If you can see that, excellent. And then, so you put it, butt it up there, you've got the second score. Let me just recolor that one. I mean, no one's going to see it, but I'll know that it wasn't done and I'll lose sleep over that. Ooh, what is that? Oh, is that part of the, I'm not, what is that? Okay, where's the bottle? This is now, oh, I don't know what that is, but let's just pretend we didn't see it in the interest of sanity. Okay, let's move that back. No, I can't do it that, I have to do it this way. All right, great. And then, so that door will open that way and this door will open that way. And our beads will hang like so. I think it looks great. All right. Okay, let's get the doors on. Just lift that up because the position is perfect. And where is our groove? Our tape. It's going to send me to drink. Oh, okay. Just bear with me a moment. There we go. 1, 2. Great. And then this one. See, I've got the best side forward. Yes. Right. Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you. I'm going to, now forgive me, I can't remember what it's called. Is it called Backstage, On Stage? The Stampin' Up thing at, there's one in Melbourne, and I booked a ticket. I'm kind of excited. I'll be more excited if this damn tape would stick. Right. Yes, so Stampin' Up's don't you love it when a plan comes together? Look at that. And that one there like that. And it opens too. And I don't want to get... Oh, what's happened here? Okay, that's there. That's good. Look. And when you do, you have to test it so that you've got that little bit of movement. Be very careful with this tape. It's dangerous. Okay. Let's dispense with that. Just going to wipe my hands off, and I'm just going to try and a little bit of an alcohol squirt. I'm OCD, by the way, and so all of this staining, I'm hoping that when I get my glass mat, craft mat, it won't have any of this palaver that you're seeing that I'll have to go through now. Dry cloth. Okay. Excellent. All right. Now, let's get the... sorry, I'm pausing there because I'm just thinking in the interest of right. I want to make sure that the thing that we put behind these doors, whatever it's going to be now, and I'm not sure what it is, because what it was going to be was the jars. And I want to make sure that I can get that address or decide what that's going to be sooner rather than later. Just bear with me a moment. Does that colour look good with that? No, it doesn't. And then it's going to have to be, does that look good with that? Yes, it does. It looks much better. Okay, what I've got to go and do is find another sheet of that and cut that to size. So I'm going to pause. I'll be straight back. Okay, I'm back. That took a little longer than I expected. However, we were talking about putting these objects on the doors of our card, weren't we? And we were going to put some little labels, Dream Lotion, and the other one was Drink Me. However, I'm still going to go with that. And when you open the doors, what we were going to do was look for something to put there in behind it before we had our, So what I happened to fortuitously come across in my stash is from Stampin' Up! Vellum layering designs. Now I bought these I think about 4 months ago before they became redundant or retired, and there's a whole stash of great stuff in there. It's all on vellum. There's road maps, there's newspaper articles, and the list goes on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that over here. Now the thinking is people might think that that is the recipe for the little concoction that we've got in the bottles on the first page. And what I'll do is I'll put a plant of sorts, a die cut on top of that. So, okay, we've now got our story. And I have to say, I had a really nice compliment one day from, I posted something, I cannot remember what it was, but, I'm digressing. Let me just show you what I've done. Initially, I cut these out to match the circle and the square. And then I thought, okay, well, that'll be easy. I can place those like that. But let me tell you, getting it all square and all that, I'll drive you crazy because I'm OCD. So what I've done is I've taken a shortcut. I've cut out a shape that I believe will fit in the area of our doors, and making sure that it does not overhang when I go to put on the border, when I attach this. So that's what I'm doing there. So, and with vellum, you've got to be very careful, and it's going to have to be more of this stuff, unfortunately. You just have to be careful that you don't get it too wet because, well, just because. And how do I know that? Because I've had to remove vellum from a number of pieces of project, and it's not pretty. And yes, it's not pretty. But this stuff is perfect for attaching vellum to your project. And also you can heat emboss vellum, which I've learned how to do. Now, Lisa Freeman, she's a US demonstrator. She was the one who I first saw doing this, embossing and then colouring over the emboss. And I thought, oh my goodness me, there's some smart women out there in this world. And she was another one that spurred me on to make cards. Oh, and look what I've done. It's too low. It's too low, and I've got to get that off very quickly before, and I've got to get it down lower. So I'm going to do that just here. Bring that down lower. Oh, and make sure I don't overhang it off the border. The groans of a crafter. You all know what that's like. We've all had that. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, it's not going to be in the right position. That's not right where I meant it. Oh dear, let's have another drink. Or whatever. Oh, it's still not right. Sorry. I'm not really drawn to profanity, but there are times when I just think, oh, goodness me. Why didn't I take up knitting instead? I used to drop too many stitches, that's why I didn't do it. I made one jumper once. I knitted a jumper. I was really sick. I was sick for about 2 weeks. I don't know what I had. Let me just see if that's right. Sorry, everyone. This really is driving me crazy. There, it must be down there. Can you imagine what this would be like if I was trying to get the circle and the square to sit in the right position? Voila. I don't even want to look. That's correct. Okay, here we go. We're back in business. All right. So that will then sit on top of that. Like that. Now let me get some, what do you call them? Some dimensionals out. Yes, I knitted a jumper once. I rang a girlfriend and I said, can you show me how to knit? And phone went dead. She knew what she was in for. Anyway, she helped me get ready with knitting this jumper. And everything worked well. The tension was a bit loose. So instead of it being a medium, it was a large. We can live with that. But then when it came to putting the arms on, I put them on upside down. That caused a few tears. Not for me, but for her, because she had to go and fix it for me. The expectation was that she would, and she knew that, poor thing. Anyway, oops. That was my jumper, my attempt at knitting. And thankfully, I've decided never to take it up again. All right. And if somebody had said to me that I was going to be a crafter, making greeting cards, I'd have laughed. But one should never be surprised at anything, because you don't know what the universe has in mind for you. And I have to say, the universe has been very good to me in all my years. Right, so you can see I use quite a few dimensionals. Now I don't have, now the purists would say, black dimensionals on a white card, what are you doing? But I don't find that that's really an issue for myself. Okay, and where else do we need some support? Here. There we go. So yes, and I only took up card craft when I saw a couple of amazing things. This particular video I saw on YouTube was where this person was wanting to do a card. She was making a card and she was putting crackle paint on the card. And I thought, crackle paint on cardboard, wow, that is a brave move. And I was in awe of the fact that someone had even thought of that as an idea. And I think from then on I was kind of hooked. So then I watched every other video I could get my hands on YouTube related to card craft. And I've tried many things in terms of crafting, and with each one I would make something and sit back waiting for the Louvre to ring me and tell me that they're going to hang my creation. Well, you know, where that oh, it's over on this side, isn't it? We know that that never happened. not with my LED lighting, not with my watercolor painting, not with anything else. I was not with my jumpers knitting. Hey, that looks quite good. So here's our recipe for the lotion, for the potion. And here's our bottle that would go on here like so. Like that. And our little labels that will say, drink me. Actually, drink me. And the one that says dream. Or do I want to put the word love there? Love potion. I think the love potion. I think that looks good. Yep, a little bit of twine there. And we've got the front of our card made. Okay. And then that will go there. Oh, Michael, I love your work. Self-praise, I love it. Okay, that looks great. I think so. Anyway, there's a few other embellishments that we'll put on here, but let's get... I'm going to colour these up a little bit. But first of all, I'm going to glue these on. Now, do I need to put... I don't know where these stamps and dies come from. I really don't, and I'd be lying to say I did. Does that look better? Or let's just see, what does that look like? If I put that in there like that. Then I'd have to put that one on there, wouldn't I? Where's the base of it gone? I've lost that piece. I don't know that I want to do that. I want to just keep that empty like that. Yes. All right. So these are the things that I want to colour up, and I'll just get a dauber and do that. What is it? Pretty Peacock. Okay, so just getting that Pretty Peacock, and I'm just going to can you see that? Drink me and ah yes, the colour as the text is coming forward. Let's just see if that's not too unsightly. No, I think that's good. All right, so that one will be attached with a piece of string, twine, and this one will be placed in the center like that. Okay, good. Now, let me just get some glue onto this. Not too much. Now, I think I need to put the charger on my phone before it goes flat. Yes, and is that still going? Yes, it is. Oh, look, I have done a video once before, and here I am banging on about how to do something and didn't realise the phone had gone flat. How happy was I? It's hilarious. Okay, so let's get that in there. Okay. I'm just going to get the card out of the way. All right, and then this one. And oh yes, I was saying that. So Melbourne is hosting Stampin' Up. And look, I'm really bad. I'm sorry. I can't remember what it's called. Is it backstage or on stage? Anyway, it's in March. And I bought a ticket. And I said I'd be a volunteer if they wanted me. And but I'm just excited about meeting the other members of my team. Also meeting my upline, as we call them. And Just having a good old squeal and giggle, actually. It'll be nice to meet some people and to learn a few things and understand more about how the whole thing hangs together. Right, now a little bit of twine. Oh, that'll be right, Michael. You put it on the wrong side, you silly sausage. Okay. See, typical male. Not thinking too far ahead. All right, I'll do this. Just get some twine. We've got a bit of gold, so let's use some gold thread. Yep. We'll come up with an opportunity to use some more gold, so this won't look so out of place. Where's my scissors? And all right. Now to try and thread it. Could they have made it a smaller hole? Here we go. Sort of, not. Oh, okay. You know what you do? Get a little bit of glue, squinch it all together, make it flat, I think, and that should work. And is it? No, it's not. If we go to good, there you go. All right. And I'm just going to tie a quick little knot. And here we go. There it is. That's fantastic. Okay. Give it a bit of a twist and chop those down. And I'm just going to put that there, hinges are there, and so the dimensional will come this way. Okay, let's wind that up. And what I do with my threads, I've cut 2 little slits there, and that will just go in like that and hold that in place. Why haven't I done it with the silver one? Oh, you know what's happened here. Let me just quickly do that. Where's my paper scissors? I'll just do this. Okay. Watch a stamp or lose a finger. Oh, here we go. All right. We're back in business. And a little dimensional to go under that to give it a bit of height. All right. Do I want to put it? No, I want to put it like that. All right, like that. Pull that tight, and a little bit of glue will be placed there so that that does not unravel. Here we go. All right, there's our card. This is, all right, now this one is 13 by 21 centimeters, 13 centimeters by 21. All my single folds are on a base card of 13 by 21 centimeters. There we go. We've got that. And look, it's not too shabby. It sits nicely. So let's get that onto there straight away. Okay. And perfect. All right. Now, let's just clear the decks a little bit here. I need to put an embellishment on there, and I'm going to put to act as the door handle. And I'm thinking these ones might do the trick. Do I want gold ones there? Or do I want silver ones? See, when you've got too many choices. No, I need to do these ones. Yeah, and that'll go with the... Let's just make sure it is that one that opens up that way. Yes. Yes, there you go. So let's get that there, and... what are you doing? Alright, so let's put a little one here for the door handle. Oh, typical. There we go. Now I can see this one is going to cause me grief. Right, okay, there's one, and here's the other one, and that opens. Which way does it open? I can't remember. Oh dear. Michael, which way does it open? This way. Okay, so the handle will go that side. There we go. Okay. Now, what we've got to do there is just put a die cut of a plant or an item that is reflective of okay, I've got just the thing, and where is it? Oh, and we've also got our, not to forget these. Let's get this on here first. I'm going to do okay, this is what I'm going to do with this. So this will sit on here like this. Let's do this first before we do the yes, okay, so I'm going to cut them off right at the top there, and I'm going to, and there. Okay, so we've got that. We're going to give it a bit of a colour. Now that colour is just going to be just gently dabbed on, like so, very, very gently. And we just want a light smattering so that we can still see a little bit of white throughout all of that. Okay, so it's coming through there like so. All right. And we're going to add something to that, and that something is going to be some gold and white embossing. How will that look though? Well, it should be white or should it be gold? It's going to be a bit of both, I think. All right, so how am I going to do that? Let me show you. And it's here. You may have seen me do this with a previous in a previous video. I'm just wondering, no, I'll do gold and I'll do white. Okay, this will be interesting because I've not tried this before, but anyway, we're up for the challenge. So a little bit of embossing powder, maybe not that much, and I want to okay, here we go. This is how this works. I'm using the fronds of this. I don't want the whole thing coloured. I do want to see some blue coming through. I want to see some gold on this. Let's grab some tweezers. Okay. Now, in particular, I want gold and white. I'm just going to I want the stars to be gold, but there is no gold on that star. One of the other things I did invest in was a Versamark pen for those little tricky spots. See, look at that. Now a little bit of gold. There we go, a little bit more, and then we're going to have a little bit of white. Okay, oops, I need that spoon. And let me get the white. Now the white will probably go, or ideally the white will go on those other places where gold didn't go. That's the theory behind that. Let's just see what that looks like. Okay, let's bring out the heat gun and let's see what happens. Okay, I think that's quite good. Not a lot of white, not a lot of blue, not a lot of gold. All right. Voila. Now it's all starting to hang together. Yeah, that looks great. Okay, so let's get that on. And yes, I don't know whether I finished my story. Somebody gave me a very nice compliment. And I've never really thought about it, but she said, all your cards have a story to them, aren't they? It's like you're telling a story. And it's true. I don't know what the story is sometimes, but there's always, there's always a bit of a story there. Whereas some act that I've, or something I've experienced, or something that I've seen. And this here, I remember going into a shop that my friend used to own, and she had stuff hanging from the ceiling everywhere. And when I saw this stamp, it's a die set actually, there's no stamps attached to this particular die. I just thought of her straight away, and I thought, that's perfect, that's exactly what I need to have in my stash. Oh, I like that. I think that looks very good. Okay, now we've got really two things to do, no, three. Inside, I won't do the inside on the video, but what I will do is I want to do something here, and I want to do something that really resembles the colouring of that, because that, if I can bring that down in here, that will tie it all together very nicely. So let's do this. I want a piece of cardstock. I want it to be happy birthday, because that's the easiest one I can do. Okay, let's do this. In the interest of time, I need some, let me just get this. Yes, okay. Let's, and we're going to, we're going to, I've got to do, I'm going to have to get the stamping apparatus out. To do that, I'll show you what I'm going to do if I can just get my hands on it quickly. Okay. Sorry, I'm crowding myself in now with all of this stuff that I've got here. I don't know what sort of a crafter you guys are. I mean, I'm tidy once. I tidy up once I finish. Let's just put this here for a minute. Why do I need this? Well, I worked this one out once, and then I saw my upline using this, and I thought, oh, that's what we need that for. Okay, so there's going to be the stamp. Let me just get some little buddy out, and I need this. Now, no, I don't need that first. I need, I don't know what I need. Sorry, I'm just umming and ahhing. How did I do that? There. Now, if I do, no, actually, this is what I need to do. I need to do this first. Apologies, sorry, I'm just having one of those moments. So let's get that on there first. Okay. There we go. Now we've got that. Now what I'm going to do is, keeping that in the same position, I'm just going to give that a bit of a wipe off. Oh, it's moved. Okay, not a problem. We'll just start that again. But what I'm going to do is put a blue dot down. I don't know about you guys, but I find some of my stamps have lost their adhesive and their ability to stick and stay where they're supposed to. And that, look at that. Let me just get another piece of cardboard. Here we go. Alright, is that still there? No, it's gone. Where'd you go? Oh, here it is. Okay. Is it on there? All right. Oh my goodness me. Well, okay. Let's get that down. Let's position it. Right. Okay. I need blue. Let's get that on there first. Okay. Now that will go down. That's okay. I'm not going to stress about that. Then we're going to place some Versamark on here. And that will go down in the same spot. Okay. And I like the shadowing it's giving us. That doesn't always happen, but today it is. Now, I've got the Versamark on there. Now what I can do is I can sprinkle that with some gold. I'm just going to put that aside there and pick that up in a moment. I'm going to sprinkle that with some white and some... Oh, I do like that shadowing actually. Okay, and a little bit of gold. Oh yes. And you know what I didn't do with that? That's not too bad. What I didn't do was I didn't use the embossing buddy on that, but oh, that looks good. Right, okay, let's get that heat embossed. Let's see what that looks like. No, that looks like a hot mess. What can I do there? It just looks like a hot mess. Sorry, I'm going to pause. I don't know how much of that video you even captured, because as I looked up to turn it off, I realized that it had already turned itself off. But whilst I was gone, I just wanted to show you there's a couple of... when I turned the camera off, I had somebody come to the door and I had to do a couple of chores. So I thought, I've laboured on this card long enough. I'll quickly finish it off with the sentiment. Similar sort of colouring as our beads to tie the two in together. And in the doors, what I did was I cut out some flowers using the same DSP to give you the sense that, well, that's the recipe, and this is the secret plant to use to create the love potion, and the same with this potion, whatever that is here. And inside, once again, use the same DSP to cut those flowers, and I've got white cardstock and just slightly coloured in pink to tie it all together. The main things I wanted to draw to your attention was the opening and closing hinge, double scored hinge, and also the ability to score white on white cardstock, but then reveal it by burnishing it with your burnishing brush and blending brush, and bringing that white embossing powder to the fore. Here's the other one that we did, which was the forerunner for all this. A slightly different sort of aspect. This would be a great girl's gift, I think, a young girl's gift, the Alice in Wonderland sort of theme, and this obviously for a more mature recipient. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've learned something, and most of all, I hope to see you again next on Michael's Card Art. All right, thank you very much for your time. Take care.